Well, we're going to continue with Ashrei. And I don't know if any of you at the end of class last week, I think it was Fran who pointed out that at the beginning of your book, at least the newer books, at the beginning, there's several pages of introduction, and she was absolutely right that at least in my Siddur Sim Shalom, and I would guess in Lev Shalem too, because it's even newer. Hi, Rhoda. In the somewhere in one of the introductory pages, mine is on page Roman numeral 28, but they explain the various symbols and pronunciations. And this is what I was explaining at the end of class, the fact that over the course of, I want to say from throughout the 60s, the early 60s and into the 70s. Hi, Fran.
Hi.
The pronunciation that they were teaching us, at Hebrew school all of a sudden changed. And then it changed again when modern Hebrew became more prolific and prominent. And our Hebrew teachers started being Israelis. They were coming over to the United States and they were speaking modern Hebrew. And so their pronunciation was different from what we had been taught in Hebrew school. And then the pronunciation of the cantor and the rabbi, at least at my shul, who were old world European gentlemen, their pronunciation was different, right? So somewhere, I hope, in the beginning pages of the introduction, they talk about some of the different pronunciations. And so they say, for instance, on my page, Roman numeral 28, that we read Shabbat and mitzvah, not Shabbos and mitzvot, right? Sephardic pronunciation distinguishes between two types of the vowel known as kamatz. So kamatz is that the dash or the T, they're the ah sound, okay? So one called long or kamatz gadol and another called short or kamatz katan. Both types are represented by the same symbol, which is that small little T under a letter. In this Siddur, that symbol is retained only for the kamatz gadol, the ah as in father. A new symbol is introduced in this Siddur to signify kamatz katan. So that's the dashed line, so that horizontal line with a dot under it. Okay, so we've noticed that, and I've been saying ignore the dot and just pay attention to the line. Well, they're saying this is a new introduction of a new vowel that they have, and so that vowel that instead of being ah is more of a o. Oh, they pronounce it o as in north or o. Oh, okay, which I find very hard to pronounce. I was never really taught an ah sound. So,
But Rachel,
yeah,
isn't that the same when they used to have two different vowels and one was an ah and one was an ah, and this is the ah?
I wasn't taught that way, so I don't know.
But I was.
Okay, so it's going back to that maybe. I was taught they were both ah. Just look at them and say ah. So, and then they also have this another type of kamatz, which they're calling a half kamatz, hataf kamatz. And that's represented by, so the little T, okay, but then a shva in front of it. So two dots on top of each other and a little T next to it. And they're saying that's pronounced as O as in north as well. So it's like, how many of these it's just honestly too confusing to me. So I'm not going to try and change how I pronounce things because I've been doing fine for all these years. And I've read Torah this way. I've chanted Haftarah, and they've never really told me I'm wrong. They have not told me I'm wrong.
Says no, they don't use any vowels at all now.
Mm-hmm.
So
This is true. So I think we're doing fine, and I think we will continue to do fine. But so the one last thing that I will point out is, if you have the book open to Ashrei, and on the first line, this occurs twice. So the third word, veitecha, under the tuf, you have 3 dots in a triangle, and next to them, you have a vertical line. The vertical line, and this is what I had surmised several weeks ago, is there to tell you that that's the syllable that you put the emphasis on. It's not a vowel. It's a pronunciation cue telling you the emphasis is on that syllable rather than the usual final syllable. Because in Hebrew, unless otherwise indicated, the emphasis is usually on the final syllable. But so here in the third word, veitecha, they have that line. So I put the emphasis on the taf and the techa. And then the last word, selah. So the first letter has that pronunciation indication next to the 3 dots in a triangle, selah, okay? As opposed to selah, it's selah, okay? So those are pronunciation indicators, that bar that's vertical. They're not vowels. All right, everybody good with that? Okay, so we're gonna keep practicing Ashrei. And I'm gonna call on you guys, and I'd like you to read 2 lines and take it at whatever pace you want and trust yourself. You know what it sounds like, just trust yourself. So Fran, I'm gonna start with you if it's okay.
Okay, I'm bad today. Okay.
You're fine.
Ashrei Yosh, Ashrei Yosh, Yoshvei,
Yep,
Veitecha,
yeah,
Od Yehalaluha, Selah,
Selah.
Ashrei
It's Selah. Good.
Ashrei Ha'am Shelkacha Lo, Ashrei Ha'am Adonai Elohav.
Very good, Eloha, very good. Paula, will you start with Thila David and do 2 lines?
Thila LaDavid. Aromimcha
Yes,
Hamelech Va'avarcha
mm-hmm,
Shimcha
mm-hmm,
La'olam Va'ed.
yep,
B'chal Yom Avar Checha. Is that right?
mm-hmm, yep,
Avarchecha
yes,
Va'ahalal La
mm-hmm,
Shimcha La'olam
Va'ed, yes. That was really good. Edith, will you start with Gadol?
Yes. Gadol Adonai Vum Hulal
Mm-hmm,
Meod
yes,
Valig Dulato
yes,
Ain Kaker
hey,
Kaker
hey care.
Kaker.
So under the chet, is 2 dots plus that one line that tells us
Right,
the emphasis there. So it's a hey, care.
Okay, care.
Exactly.
Door, la door. Yeshiva, Yeshiva. Is
Yeshav.
that a is that a is
It's
that
a
that?
ch, right.
Okay.
Yeshabach. So it's a ch.
Yeshiva. Okay.
Yeah.
Me
Ma.
se Maaseka.
Maasecha.
Ug bu
Yes.
Ugburo
Yes.
Teka.
Yes, exactly.
Yeg
Yeah.
Yag 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 Yag.
Yagi.
Well,
So
the
there's one
emphasis
dot.
is on the g.
The emphasis is on the good, but there's one dot under it, so it's gi.
The Yagi 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 do.
Exactly. Yagi do. There you go.
Wow.
Perfect. Okay. Rhoda, will you start with Hadar?
I'll try, but I don't know how well I'm going to do.
Don't question yourself. Jump in and be positive.
All right. Okay. Hadar, Kavod, Hodecha,
Perfect.
Vadiv Ray,
Yes.
Gif Lotecha,
Beautiful.
Asicha,
Beautiful. You're doing great.
Ve'er Zu, Ve'zuz,
Be'ezuz, you're right.
Norotecha,
Yes.
Yameru,
Yomeru.
oh yeah, yes, of course, Yomeru, Ugdulatecha,
Tcha. Udulatcha.
Asap Rena.
Exactly. Asaprana. You did beautifully. Beryl, would you go next at Zecher?
Okay, Zeher, Rov,
Rav.
Rav, Tuvaha,
Yep.
Ubi,
So the yud with the ah under it is ya.
Yab,
So the bet has a one dot, so it's a e, b,
Yabi, Av,
oo. So the
Uv.
I, oo. So ya, b, oo. So the ayin, the second to last letter, ayin has no sound at all, and the vav with a dot in the middle of it at the last letter is just a oo sound. So you have ya, b, oo.
Yabi, Uv,
Yes.
Vit,
You were right. Keep going.
Vit, so,
So there's a
no,
dot under it.
Vitzi,
Yeah, exactly. Vitsid.
Vitzi, Dechat,
Okay, slow down.
Right.
So you have the seed,
Vitzid,
right? And then you have a ka,
Vitzid, Ha, Taha,
katcha. Vitsid, katcha.
Ur,
So the yud is just y, okay? So the
Ur,
well, no. So you have the yud, then you have a resh with a ah. So y ra, y ra. Then you have a nun and another nun with a oo. So but the vowel under the first nun is 2 dots, and that's an a sound. So
Uret,
y,
Ye, Re,
ra,
ne,
Yes.
nu.
Yes, Yiranenu, exactly. Okay, another line for you, I think.
Haniroch,
Slow down, slow down. Okay, so
Haniron,
no, you're adding things that aren't there. Okay, so you start with a cha, then you have a nun. Even though it has a dot in the center of this nun, it's still just a nun. But the next letter, the vav with the dot in the middle, makes it nu. And then the last letter is a nun sofit, a final nun. So you have cha nun.
Hanun,
Chanun, yeah.
Ur,
So this is a vav. This a vav is starting out as a consonant with no vowel under it, so it's just a v sound. V,
Rach,
ra.
Rach,
Okay, and then a chet with a u and a mem. V, ra, hum.
Adonai,
Mhm.
Arach,
Erech,
Pom,
pa.
Pa,
Again, the yud is a y sound, so a, pi, yim. It's got one dot, so yim. A, pi, yim.
Rogadol,
So this is you're good with
Ugadol,
gadol is good, but it starts with the u. Ugadol, ugadol. Yes,
Same,
chased,
Hausar,
chased. Okay, I'm gonna read these two back to you. Okay, zecher, rav, tuvcha, yabiu, v'tzid katcha, yiranenu. Chanun berachum Adonai erech apayim ugdol chased. Okay, we're good. So now we're at Tov, and Linda, it's your turn.
Tov Adonai Lakol
Mhm.
V'ra Hamav
Yep.
Al Kol Ma'usav.
Ma'asav. You see how there's a under the ayin? Ma'asav.
I did, okay. Ma'asav.
Perfect. Okay.
Yodugha
Yes.
Adonai Kol Ma'asecha
Yes.
V'hai Sim Decha
Yeah. B'chasi decha.
Yavahu Ba
Ha.
Ka
Yevar hu ha.
Yavahu Cha.
Perfect. Excellent. Really good. All right. We're at Kavod. Paula, will you read?
Yes. So let me just ask a question about the last word in the previous line.
Yes.
So that who has no vowel under it, it has that accent. So that's telling you to accent that syllable, right?
Right. So the vowel is actually the vav with the dot in the middle next to it, but it tells you to accent that, to put the emphasis there with the line under the chaf. Exactly.
Is this new, this little symbol?
Well, it certainly wasn't in the book we were using, right? The original, the what was the name of the book we were using?
The
Shalom
text that-
Aleichem book, right? It wasn't in the Shalom Aleichem book. And I can't tell you when it's come into being. That's why, as I said, I wanted us to start using prayer books because that's what you're going to be looking at. And so I want you to learn to read comfortably from these prayer books. So, I can't answer that question any better than that. I'm sorry.
Okay, I'll ask my rabbi.
That's a good way to do it. Ask the rabbi.
Hey, I work at the synagogue. It's a good thing to ask the rabbi if she runs by.
And
Okay.
you know what? She'll appreciate that you're a new learner to this, and that's a great question.
Okay.
Okay,
I've
Kavod.
stalled enough. Kavod Malchutach.
Malchutcha. Slow down. Malchutcha.
Malchutcha.
There you go.
Yomeru.
Yep.
Ugvurata. Ugvuratecha.
Yes.
Yadaveru.
Yidaberu. You were so close.
Laho di
Yes,
Lahodia.
exactly.
Leave ne
Yeah,
ha adam
right.
gavura tach
Tav.
gavuro ta
V. Tav.
tav. The yud is silent.
The yud is silent here.
Okay. Vod
Yep.
ha dar
Mhm.
malchuto.
Very good. Really nice. Okay, Edith, will you start with Malchutacha?
Malkutaka. Malkut.
Mm-hmm.
Kolyo. Wait a minute. Meme.
La mim. So close. O la mim.
Meme.
Yes.
Umem shall taka.
Yes.
The call door bador.
Yes, exactly.
Sem
So
meka.
just so mech.
Somek.
Exactly. So mech.
Somek Adonai. Lakol.
Yeah.
Hano Lom. Hano Lim.
Lim. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh,
Yes.
the last symbol.
The last symbol is a fe so feet. So a ph sound at the end. Zokef.
So cave.
Vizokef. Yep.
Is okay. This is this ka.
Yeah.
Lakal.
Mm-hmm.
Have.
It's a ch. Hach.
Hach. Okay, this shape I keep confusing.
It's okay.
Uh,
And then this is a,
let's see,
this
that's
is
gonna
a
be,
fey. This is a fey, a PH.
this is the Fey,
And
okay,
then there's two of them here, right?
right.
So
So it's gonna be Foo Beam.
exactly. Hach fu fin. Exactly.
Okay.
So I'm going to review this. You did really well though, but I'll just give it back to you. Malchutecha, malchut, kol olamim, umem shaltecha, bechol dor vador, somech Adonai, lechol hanoflim, v'zokef lechol hakfufim. Excellent. Rhoda, will you pick up at A?
Yeah, just before I start,
Mhm.
you know the accent that has the 3 dots, 2 on the top and 1 at the bottom, in the middle.
I'm sorry.
I'll
The
tell you in a
F.
second. Just wait a second. I've got it here in my book.
Okay.
I found it here a moment ago. I lost it. The S sound. To me, it's in the
Triangle. So a triangle of
Yes,
dots.
yes. Now that's
Yes.
supposed to be but it's being pronounced all different ways, and I don't understand that.
It's usually S. So like, let's find. I'm gonna find one. Okay. So on the line, that I think you were gonna start. Ene chol elecha. See. So the
I mean,
third
like
word.
I would pronounce it but others
Yeah.
are pronouncing it not as but as another sound, and that's what
Well,
I'm questioning.
Then it's it's definitely this one doesn't do weird things. So what's happening is sometimes these ahs are o's, so let's go up 2 lines from where you were going to start. Let's go
Right.
malchutcha. You see that line, malchutcha, malchut?
Yes.
Then you have kol. So
Yes.
this is pronounced kol. Most people pronounce this kol, that syllable under it is being pronounced as an O these days instead of as an ah.
Okay, may I just ask, maybe I'm not reading it right, but is that not a triangle with the 3 dots?
No.
Under the cuff there, kol
No.
olamim, it's
Yes.
not the 3 dots. No, it's a line with 1 dot.
Okay, so that's my problem. I'm not
Yeah.
reading it properly, because to me it looks like 3 dots.
No, I think it's your book or your glasses or a combination.
Yeah.
For
Okay.
those, that's where that O is coming from, because I pronounce that kol.
Yeah, I know
olamim.
okay, all right. Thank you.
Yeah, so in our Shalom Aleichem book, we did not have a vowel that was a line like this with a dot under it.
Right.
That's this book's new methodology. And
Okay.
so a kamatz is a little teeny t, right? And that's a ah. We learned that as a ah. And we
Yeah.
also learned the horizontal line as an ah. This book is now clarifying that there are some kamatzes that are different, and that kamatz katan, so it's the line, but it has a little dot under it, and they want us to pronounce it as O, not ah.
Okay.
But that's what's confusing you. It's not a triangle of dots.
Yeah, that
It's a
is what's
line with a
confusing
dot.
me, because I'm seeing the triangle and that's not exactly
Yeah,
what.
and that's not what they're printing. No.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank
So I think we're at Ene. Is that
Yes,
where we are? Yeah.
Yes, I believe so. Ene, Kol,
Mhm.
El, Elecha.
Elecha.
Yes, Elecha. Yas, Beru,
Isaberu.
Va'ata,
Mhm.
Notain,
Yes.
Lahem,
Yep.
Et,
Yeah.
Aklam,
Mhm.
Ba'ito.
Yes. So let's go back right here to the hyphenated word et achlam. Achlam.
Yes.
So under the first aleph is that kamatz katan, a line with 1 dot. So they're
Oh.
suggesting instead of this being pronounced achlam, it'd be ochlam.
Yes.
But I have to say that I'm used to pronouncing this one achlam. But I understand why they're saying that's a kamatz katan. So it would turn into et ochlam be'ito. Ochlam.
Oh, okay.
It's confusing.
Yeah, okay, because you see, my problem is I see it as 3 dots. That's
Yeah.
my problem.
Okay.
Oh, you know what? When I enlarged it, that vowel is much bigger.
Right, and you see
Under
it's
the
kamatz katan, it's a line with a dot, right?
But it's much, yes, but it's much bigger than the
Magnifying.
standard
Okay,
on the, under the lamed. Under the
okay,
two lamed,
interesting.
the lamed
Well,
next
that's,
to it.
that, whatever printing of the book you're looking at, I don't know if they did that because it's new and unusual, I don't really know. In my book, they're all the same size. Okay,
Okay, so now all right, I did the first line, right?
yes, now
Okay,
you're at
so
Potaya,
Potaya, oh, yes, yes, Potaya,
right? Ach, so that final ach goes
Yes.
backwards, right?
Potaya,
Vowel, then consonant.
yep. Et yadecha,
Good.
umas, aha, this is tricky, bia.
Bia, yeah.
Oh,
Bia.
it's bia, okay. Oh, that's one of those O sounds. I think.
Yes.
Okay, I've got my trusty magnifying glass here. That's the only
Ah,
way I can see it.
perfect.
Okay, so lecho,
Mhm. Yeah.
okay, and ach, no,
Hi.
hi, oh, hi, right,
Hi.
those are the two tricky ones for me, okay.
Yeah, this one, because it's its own word, it's not
Yeah,
really the
yeah,
end.
okay, and then.
And it's not the final because there's a yud, so it's chai.
Yeah, so it's chai, and then ratzon.
Exactly. Perfect. Okay, so I'm going to read it back to you. Just, you did beautifully though.
Oh, thank you.
Einei chol elecha yisaberu v'ata notain lahem et ochlam be'ito. Poteach et yadecha umasbia lechol chai ratzon. Okay, so I think, Fran, that I come to you with Sadiq.
Okay. Sadiq Adonai Bekal de Rahav
Mhm,
Behasid
mhm.
Behol Ma'asav
Very nice.
Karov
Karov.
Karov Adonai Lekal Ker
So there's a dot. There's a dot in the upper
Korav
Korav.
Lekol Asher Yikra'uhu Rika'uhu
Yeek, yeek.
Yikra'uhu
Good.
Ve'emet.
Perfect. Really nice. Okay, Linda, I think I think I'm back to you. Ritzon.
Ratzon. Yurei av.
Mhm.
Se.
Yep.
And Shar Atam.
Close. There's a vav there after the shin. So shav atam.
Shav Atam.
Yep.
Ish. Ma.
Mm-hmm.
Yo. Si.
She.
Aim.
That's a shin. So try it again.
Yo. She. Aim.
Yes. Good.
I have another one.
Shomer Adonai.
I can't remember. Hold on.
I'll
Yes.
do it.
Yeah, Shomer.
Yes, I think you do. Shomer.
Shomer.
Mhm.
Adonai. Et. Call. Ohav. Vav.
Yep.
Ba'at.
Et.
Call. The et. Call. Har. Sha'im.
Beautiful.
Yash. Yash. Mead.
Yes, precisely. Okay. Let's see. Edith, will you read the last two? Well, it's really kind of three in my book. but they
Yeah,
all go
last
together.
3, yeah,
Yeah.
okay. That would be Thila,
Mhm.
Adonai, Va, Va, Vada, Vada,
Yeah. Start-
Vada,
Everyone
Bear.
else has, everyone else, keep it very quiet. Yida,
Okay, Yada Bear.
yes,
This is P.
yes,
Okay. Um, Bibarek,
Vivarech, yeah,
Paul, Basar,
yes,
Shame,
uh-huh,
Kadasha,
Kadsho,
Kadsho, okay.
mhm,
Olam,
yes,
Vayed,
absolutely,
Vi, Vi, An, Vi, Anna, Vi, An, Vi, what is that?
ba,
New. Via knock new.
ba anachnu,
Ba knock new.
ba anachnu,
Navara.
Rick.
Navarek.
yeah,
Ya.
yes,
Mayata.
yes,
Vayod.
the ad,
Biad. Alam.
mhm,
Hallelujah.
hallelujah,
Hallelujah.
hallelujah, good. You guys are working really hard at this. I can see it on your faces.
Very stressful.
You know, when they're saying this, I know it, and when I'm reading it, I don't hear any of that rhythm. It's a new piece when I read it.
Well, it's, again, the words, the way they're written are not always exactly what you're hearing. So how about if I chant it through and you guys just follow along, and then we're gonna go back and you guys are gonna read it again. But I'm gonna give you a break while I read it to you. How's that? Is that all right?
Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna sing it. Okay. Ashrei Yoshvei Vetecha. Odia Hallelujah Selah. Man, I have a frog in my throat. Give me a second. Ashrei Ha'am Shekachalo. Ashrei Ha'am She'adonai Elohav. Thila LeDavid. Aromimcha Elohai HaMelech. Va'avarcha Shimcha Le'olam Va'ed. Bechol Yom Avarchecha. Ve'ahalal Shimcha Le'olam Va'ed. Gadol Adonai Umhulal Me'od. Ve'ligdulato in Cheker. Dor Ledor Yishabach Ma'asecha. Ugvurotecha Yagidu. Hadar Kevod Hodecha. V'divrei Niflotecha Asicha. Ve'ezuz Norotecha Yomeru. Ugdulatcha Asaprena. Zecher Rav Tuvcha Yabi'u. V'tzidkatcha Yiranenu. Chanun Barachum Adonai. Erech Apayim Ugdol Chased. Tov Adonai Lakol. Barachamav Al Kol Ma'asav. Yoducha Adonai Kol Ma'asecha. V'chasidecha Yevarchucha. Kavod Malchutcha Yomeru. Uguratcha Yedaberu. Lehodia Lifnei Ha'adam Gavurotav. Uchvod Hadar Malchuto. Malchutcha Malchut Kol Olamim. Umemshaltcha B'chol Dor Vador. Somech Adonai L'chol Hanoflim. V'zokef L'chol Hakfufim. Eine Chol Elecha Yisaberu. Ve'ata noten lahem et achlam be'ito. Poteach et yadecha umaspia lechol chai ratzon. Tzadik Adonai b'chol drachav. V'hasid b'chol ma'asav. Karov Adonai lechol korav. Lechol asher yikra'uhu ve'emet. Ritzon Yire'av Ya'aseh. Ve'et Shav'atam Yishma V'yoshi'em. Shomer Adonai et kol ohavav. Ve'et kol harshaim yashmi. Tehilat Adonai Yedaber Pi. V'yivarech Kol basar shem kadsho leolam va'ed. Va'anachnu nevarech ya me'ata ve'ad olam. Hallelujah.
That was beautiful.
Well, thank you. A little raspy, but I got through it.
Can you get that put out, so that we can
Oh,
hear this? Because you're
wonderful.
recording it?
Well, I am recording it. I will send an email on Monday because they're not open. They're not there on on Friday, and they're not there on Shabbos, obviously. So I'll send an email on Monday and ask them to please send me this recording. How's that? So I can send it to you.
Because there's nothing there after June 25th.
I know. I don't know why. But if I request it, I'm sure they'll send it to me. Okay.
Because this is something that really, it would help to be able to listen to it over and over again.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. And I tried to go at a reasonably slow pace so you could hear each word pronounced.
Yeah. And this weekend is all a yontif, so.
Your slow pace is a lot faster than ours.
Yes.
Well,
But it helps because my chanting is not that slow. That slow pace is a challenge.
you're used to it faster.
It's a good challenge. Yeah, right. Because when you're going faster, you're not saying the same thing.
Exactly. You're not
You're mumbling.
pronouncing each word carefully. That's what I'm trying to get you guys to do, because it's one thing when you know it and you mumble through it. It's another when you mumble because you don't know it, right? And that's that. And I'm trying to really focus you learning to read it carefully and then chanting it, still saying all the vowels, all the syllables. It's going to come. It just takes practice. Okay. I think we should go through it again. Okay. I'm going to start at a different spot. Rhoda, in fact, I'm going to start with you if that's okay. The
Where
first
is-
two lines are the easy lines, aren't they?
The first two?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll try. Ashrei, Yosh, Yoshve,
Mhm.
Vetecha,
Yeah.
Od, Yahal. Just wait a second.
You're fine.
Yahal Lucha. No, yeah,
Yes.
Lucha.
Halucha, exactly.
Halucha. Tela.
Yes.
And then we have Ashrei, Ha'am, Shech, Shechacha, Shekacha,
Shekacha.
Shekacha.
You see the dot in the first?
Yeah, no, I said that's with a k and the other is a ch.
Exactly.
No, I
That's the
tried to do that.
difference.
Okay, so
Shekacha.
Sheka, Lo,
Yep.
Ashrei, Ha'am, She Adonai,
Yes.
Elochav.
Exactly. Perfect. Beautiful.
Thank you.
Very good. Beryl, you want to take the next?
Thila David.
Beautiful.
That's it. Okay. Arom Mach
Mimcha.
Mimcha. Alohai Ham Bon One
Melech.
completely out then.
So, okay, so we'll take it slow. So, for Hamela, right, you see there's 3 dots under the mem, right?
Yes, and then the
And that accent mark that tells us to give it emphasis. And then 3 dots under the lamed, so melech.
okay. Va a
Mhm.
ra va av rahai.
Okay, so let's just go syllable by syllable. So you got the 2, va and ah. Then the next syllable is another va, but it has a resh, so it's var,
Va
cha.
va vrach resh.
Okay, so again,
Va
var.
av racha.
No, the last, you're adding things that aren't there. So you have the va, and the var. You see that? The vet and the resh. And then it ends with a cha. Just the hey at the end is silent. And the letter before is cha, right? The sound before is cha. So va, var, cha.
Va avracha. So
There's a 1 dot, so that's an E sound. The
Mer
shim, cha,
Shimcha
yeah,
Leolam Voed.
exactly.
The whole
That's, so again, the yud sounds like a Y, and then you have a O and a mem.
Yod Yom
Exactly. B'chol yom.
Avracha.
So you, again, go slow. You got the and you got the va, but then there's a resh. So the va has to have the resh sound added, avar. And now there's 3 dots under the chaf. So he,
Avra Echa,
Avarchecha. Yes.
u,
There's no u, it's a va.
va, ahala,
Exactly. Va'ahala. Va'ahala.
and shimcha,
Yes.
leolam voed.
Exactly. All right. I'm going to read this back to you, but you did very well. Tehillah leDavid. Aromimcha Elohai Hamelech. Va'avarcha Shimcha leolam va'ed. B'chol yom avarchecha. Ve'ahala Shimcha leolam va'ed. Paula, will you read Gadol?
Okay. Gadol, Adonai, Hulal, Ma'od, Velig, Dulato, Ain, Chay,
Okay.
Chay, Ha,
Hey, care. Hey, care. Yes.
Door, Lador, Yesava,
It's a shin.
Vishava, Vishabach,
Exactly.
Ma'asecha,
Beautiful.
Ugvurotecha,
Yes.
Yagidor.
Do. Yagi do.
Yagidu.
Exactly. You get the hard ones and you kind of get yourself messed up on the little short ones. You did great. Fran, will you read Hadar?
Hadar, Kavod Paula v'divrei nif. Okay, 1 minute.
You're doing good.
Nifluotecha
Yes.
asicha.
Exactly. Asicha.
Ve'ezu nor otecha yomeru ugdulat techa
No. Ugdulat ha.
Okay, ugdulat ha
Yes.
asaf. Okay, asaf.
That's a pay.
Revenue. Asek. No, that's
You
okay.
are asa, and then that's a pay, so it has a P
Asap.
sound.
Asap rechnu. Nah, okay. It's a asap rechna. But I put in
Prana.
a
Yeah.
asap rechna.
Exactly. Asa prena. Exactly.
Saprina. Okay,
Good.
so
Okay. That was 2 lines, wasn't it?
yeah, I could do
Okay.
more.
Well, Linda, will you do Zecher, the next 2?
They care ra tuvcha ya be su
The ion is silent, so you're,
ya be u
yes.
the seed kateha
Oh, you added the eh. There's not, so try it again.
the eid kateha.
Exactly. V'tzidkatcha.
Nenu,
Yes.
Hanun, Vara, Hum, Adonai, Aaron, Alpayim, Ugdal, Hased.
Very good. Excellent. Very nice. You did perfectly. Let's see. Rhoda, can I come back to you?
Oh, sure.
Tov.
Yeah. Tov Adonai, Lakol, Bracha,
Mhm.
okay. Bracha, Mav,
Yes.
Al, Kal, Ma'asov.
Sav. So on that, on
Sav, oh,
Ma'asav, you see there's a,
Okay, okay.
right, the dot on the
Ma'asav.
left is just telling us it's a sin, not a shin. It's not a vowel. And the vowel's underneath and it's a small t.
Yeah,
So
it's a-
Ma'asav.
Okay, so Ma'asav, Voducha.
Yo. Did you
Oh,
say
right.
yo?
Oh, yeah, yes, okay. Yoducha,
Mhm.
Adonai, Kel,
Call.
yeah, sorry about that. Kol, I'll learn that eventually. Kol, Ma'asecha,
Yep.
Vacha,
Paula, can you stop moving something? It's making a lot of noise.
It would help if she'd mute.
That would be the other choice. We could mute. Okay.
Vachati Decha.
Chasidecha, yep.
Okay, and I'm almost finished here. Yovar,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yavar,
Mm-hmm.
Hucha.
Yes, exactly. So, Rhoda, you really just need to trust yourself and don't start out by putting extraneous sounds like okay, because you really, once you start reading the word, you're good. You're really good. You're getting all the sounds, and I think by adding your own sounds that aren't there, you're tripping yourself up.
Okay,
But you're doing great.
okay, thank you.
Edith, will you read at Kavod? Kavod?
Kavod, Malkutka, Yomeru.
Mm-hmm.
That would be Ugbu Ratka.
Mm-hmm.
Ugbu
Uvuratcha.
Okay. Yadav. Yadav is it? Wait a minute. What kind of line is that? Hold up. Yadav. Yadabe.
Yes.
Ru.
Perfect.
Lahid.
No. So the
Lahid.
hey is followed by the vowel vav with a dot on top. So that's a ho. The ho.
Wait a minute. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. Lahodi.
Mm-hmm.
Ah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Libne.
Exactly. Lifnei. Lahodia. Lifnei.
Ha'adam.
Yes.
Gavu. Rota.
Mm-hmm.
Gavurotav.
Yes.
Uv. Uk. Is that uk?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Ukbod.
Yes.
Hadar.
Yes.
Malkuto.
Exactly, Malchuto. I'm going to read it back to you. You did really well. Kavod Malchutecha Yomeru. Ugvu Ratacha Yedaberu. The Hodia Lifne Ha'adam Gevurotav. Uchvod Hadar Malchuto. You guys work really hard, but you need to keep practicing this prayer. Honestly, you need to find a few minutes every day to just read Ashrei. It's the only way you're gonna get, I think, more fluid with it. But I don't think we're ready to move on, right?
Nope.
So I'm gonna do my
No,
best.
we're not.
I'm gonna do my best to send this recording to you, okay? And that should help,
Yep.
right?
And that's where I'm gonna work on chanting it slowly.
Okay.
That forces me to speed up the reading, I hope.
Well, and to trust yourself a little bit. I think you guys, some of you are more confident. And those of you who are less confident, you actually trip yourself up a little bit, I think. So at any rate, we're going to start here again next Friday, right?
Yeah.
And in the meantime, have a good Shabbos.
Thank you very much. You too.
Thank you, you too.
Let me just say that when I enlarged this a lot, it really helped because I could see the individual little markings so much better. I have vision problems. And it was so helpful to make it as big as you can possibly make it so that you can really see the vowels.
Can you turn yours to the screen so the ladies can see how big you made it?
Well, I can just switch it the other direction. That's
Yeah.
what they do. Not a selfie, the unselfie.
Yeah.
I don't know how to do that.
Now we lost you. All right. Well, so put it back
Oh,
where you had it.
wait. Let me see. It's on ledger paper. And
Right, but
it's
hold it up. Just hold it up in front of your face. Just hold the paper up in front. There it is.
There he is.
Yeah. So
Oh.
she made it. She took it. She works at the synagogue and she used their machine to enlarge it.
This is like 8.5 by 17.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
okay.
really
Turn it-
big.
Yeah.
And so
There you go.
the letters, you can,
There.
I don't know if you can see how big the
Now we
letters
can see
are.
it. Yeah.
Wonderful.
I thought about using the large print prayer books,
That's what I was going to suggest.
I
but they're
have
so
one.
heavy to hold.
Well, exactly.
Well,
But
I
if you're
have
sitting
a
at your
large print
desk, if you have a large print one or can get one and you're sitting at the desk, then that's really good for practicing. But I have heard that many people at synagogue don't like them because they're so heavy to hold, particularly if you're standing up. It's one thing when you're sitting down.
Well,
So-
I have a large print prayer book in front of me, and this is bigger than the large print.
Okay. Okay.
But I did find one.
Excellent. Well, as I say, I can tell y'all are working really hard. I see it on your faces. I worry that like you're starting to sweat when I ask you to do this.
But this is a really hard prayer.
Yeah, it takes a lot of practice. It really does. That's why, as I keep saying, you know,
And it's like the third week we're doing it.
that's okay. Kids in Hebrew school spend weeks and weeks, and that's why when they get to go up there and chant it, they feel so proud of themselves. They've accomplished something that they started out thinking was so challenging.
And they rush through it so quickly
Well,
Right.
because they're so happy to have learned it.
maybe. I will tell you a very quick story. So I don't remember what grade I was in. I want to say I was in like 6th grade. I'm not positive. It was before I was bat mitzvahed. And the Hebrew teacher I had in Hebrew school was a rabbi. And I don't know if he was lazy or whether he just wanted to do it the way he was taught. He taught us so we were learning the second and third paragraphs after the Shema. And he wanted us to read them as fast as we could possibly read them while pronouncing the words correctly. And that was what we worked on for weeks. And literally in class, he would time us. and the fastest one in the class got like applause and got stars and whatever. And that because he went to some yeshiva and they were taught, right, how to zoom through prayers. And the faster you could read it, the more they thought you knew it. So I don't think that methodology is all that good today, but I certainly got caught up in it and wanted to get my stars back then. So I practiced and practiced so I could read it super fast.
Some of the kids that are bar mitzvah do that, but the ones that I appreciate are the ones that slow it down and you can hear what they're saying.
Exactly.
A lot of times they rush right through their message and everything. I have difficulty hearing them.
And that's kind of what I've come to appreciate too, is those who can sing it while still pronouncing the words, particularly when they read Torah. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, we have a lot of different Torah readers and a lot of women. But the one reader I really appreciate the most, and I tell her all the time because she's a really good acquaintance, I can't say friend, but acquaintance, is from Israel. And her Hebrew, she just chants Torah so beautifully. And you can understand every single word she says. It really is such a blessing to listen to her. But, you know.
And I think it's because she understands what she's saying.
Yes.
And so she put the phraseology makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
And I have the same experience. There used to be a few who would read Torah at my shul who spoke Hebrew fluently, and they were so much easier to follow.
You
Interesting.
can tell from their intonation even that
Right.
they really
They know they're telling the story.
Exactly. Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I have to go, ladies.
All right. Well, so do
Bye-bye.
I.
Thank you very
Take
much.
care.
Shalom, everybody.
Bye.
Bye,
See you
shalom.
next week.
Bye.
Okay.
Well,
next week.
Bye-bye.